a team, what sort of actions do you take to facilitate communication and collaboration?
Model behavior. It's important that the other equal members alongside of me are enabled to collaborate, because it's only through collaboration that we get a proper product. One person dominating the scene is not conducive to collaboration. People feel forced when there's a dominant guy there. That said, when I started out as a child, I entered the room and acted pretty much like a dominant force. So I had to learn to temper myself. And I did that by surrounding myself by people who were smarter than I was. I started learning things about producing panel articles that reflected people who had different points of view and who had more experience than I did, and writing out their answers verbatim. And we learned to kind of have discussions with them. In the very first online conferences, back before we had streaming video, back before you were streaming audio, people would have online conferences and be using text. And people had to write what they thought, and that was difficult for some people. And you'd have one person for whom that wasn't difficult at all, and that person would dominate the conversation. 16 pages of what that person thought. Didn't work out. So we had to work out ways to communicate on an equal plane. At some level, when you are in an editorial planning process, everybody has to be equal. You can't just necessarily have the editor-in-chief and all the underlings, and then what I say goes. That doesn't work. It works in comic book newspapers where the superhero flies out the window, usually because he's kicked out because he can't write a good story. But it doesn't work in real life. At Beta News, I appointed one of my writers to be my editor. I said, here's my copy, and you're going to have final say over what goes. You're going to be able to produce a final draft, and I am saying that I give you the authority to poke the publish button on this, and I want you to come at me when I am losing my reader, or I'm not making my point, or I'm not being clear, or when I'm just being odd. And that helped that other person really start to come alive, when he could be on the other side and take that friendly but adversarial point of view. So when you have a team of equals that might include a team of rivals, you want to find a way to encourage moderation. Sometimes the chief has to be the moderator in that. But the moderator is not the person who says my way or the highway. The moderator is somebody who turns up the volume on one side and turns down the volume on the other and makes everything equalized, like the compressor on an audio editor. You equalize the sound. And that makes everything sound better. It makes it feel and sound more like a team. What I tell myself that I do, and what I hope that I do as somebody in charge of a team, is help to bring everybody into an equal playing field, where they see that we're not here to dominate, but we are here to project, sometimes forcefully, what we believe and what we know.